6 months. That's how long some owners say their RV sat behind a dealership fence.
I'm sorry, but it's still in service.
But you said that last week. I need the RV now.
I understand your frustration,
but it's still in service.
Not because of a road trip, not because they weren't ready to pick it up, but because the dealer kept saying, "It's still in service." If you've ever driven past a large RV dealership, you've probably seen it. Rows and rows of trailers and motorhomes parked tightly together, some covered in dust, some half open, some waiting. And if yours is one of them, the wait can feel endless. Here's the uncomfortable truth. In many cases, the delay isn't one single dramatic reason. It's a chain reaction of smaller problems stacking on top of each other. The biggest issue right now in the RV world is the service department overload. RVs are not like regular cars. They are houses on wheels. They have plumbing, electrical systems, slide-outs, roof seals, appliances, furnaces, water heaters, leveling systems, all squeezed into a moving structure. When something goes wrong, it's rarely a 5-minute fix. At the same time, dealerships across North America have been struggling with a shortage of qualified RV technicians. Becoming a skilled RV tech takes time. It's not just mechanical knowledge, it's carpentry, wiring, plumbing, diagnostics. And there simply aren't enough trained people to handle the volume of units that need work. Now imagine this scenario. Peak camping season hits. Everyone who discovered RV life during the pandemic starts using their rigs heavily. Problems show up. Water leaks, electrical faults, slide motors failing, refrigerators not cooling. Suddenly the service lot fills up. Your RV might not even be inside a service bay yet. It could literally be waiting in line for its turn, and that's before warranty gets involved. If your RV is under manufacturer warranty, the dealer cannot just start tearing things apart and billing the factory later. They usually have to document the issue, take photos, submit a claim, wait for approval, sometimes argue about labor hours, and only then begin repairs. If the manufacturer asks for more information or denies part of the claim, everything slows down again. Then comes the parts problem. RV parts are not always sitting on a shelf nearby. Many are model-specific. Some are made by third-party suppliers. If a part is back-ordered, especially something structural like a wall panel, frame component, or custom slide mechanism, the unit can sit untouched for weeks or months. During the 2020 to 2022 boom years, manufacturers rushed production to meet demand. That created another layer of reality. More units with minor defects leaving factories. More repairs needed. More pressure on service departments. So when someone says, "The dealer kept my RV for 6 months," it often means the RV entered a crowded system where delays multiply. There's also the pre-delivery inspection factor. If you just bought a new RV from stock, the dealership usually performs a detailed inspection before handing over the keys. They test plumbing lines, check seals, run every appliance, inspect slide-outs, verify electrical systems. If they discover problems, and they often do, they may choose to fix everything before calling you for pickup. From a distance, it looks like your RV is just sitting there. In reality, it may be waiting on approval, waiting on parts, or waiting for a technician to become available. None of this feels good when you're the customer, especially if you're making payments, especially if you planned a trip. But in many cases, it's not a secret strategy. It's bottlenecks. It's staffing shortages. It's a system that wasn't built for the surge in demand that hit the industry. And we haven't even talked about special orders yet, units that haven't even arrived from the factory. That's where the story gets more complicated. Now let's talk about the situations that feel even more frustrating. The ones where the RV isn't technically in repair, yet months still pass. If you ordered a brand new RV from the factory, the timeline is often more fragile than buyers realize. What looks like a simple production schedule on paper can easily stretch. Manufacturers depend on dozens of suppliers. chassis builders, appliance companies, axle manufacturers, electronics providers, furniture suppliers. If even one of those components is delayed, the entire build can pause. During high-demand periods, factories may prioritize certain models, dealership allocations, or production lines. Your unit might be partially built and then wait for a specific refrigerator, air conditioning unit, or frame component to arrive. From the dealership side, they're waiting too. They don't physically have your RV yet, but from your perspective, the clock is ticking. Even after the unit is finished, transportation becomes another variable. RVs are often moved long distances. If transport drivers are backed up or routes are overloaded, delivery to the dealership can take longer than expected. Communication during this phase is not always consistent, which makes the wait feel even worse. Then there's the inventory reality. Dealerships operate on something called floor plan financing. That means they borrow money to stock RVs on their lot. The longer a unit sits unsold, the more interest they pay. Because of this, most dealers actually want faster turnover, not slower. A unit sitting for 6 months is not ideal for them financially. However, if your RV is part of their stock and they discover issues during inspection, they may delay delivery until everything is corrected. Sometimes that means coordinating with the manufacturer for fixes before officially handing it over. In other cases, promised add-ons, solar upgrades, hitch installations, warranty modifications can create additional waiting time. There are also moments where the RV is technically ready, but paperwork, financing, or scheduling slows things down. If financing approval takes time, or if a buyer requests specific changes before final delivery, the unit may remain on the lot longer than expected. It's important to separate two very different situations. One is a dealership deliberately stalling without explanation. That's rare and usually tied to poor management or communication breakdowns. The other, far more common, is a layered combination of technician shortages, warranty approvals, parts delays, inspection findings, transportation logistics, and seasonal overload. Each delay alone might only add a week or two. Combined, they can stretch into months. For customers, the hardest part is not just the waiting, it's the uncertainty. Not knowing whether the RV is actively being worked on or simply parked in line. Not knowing whether parts are ordered or approvals are pending. Silence creates suspicion. That's why communication matters more than almost anything else in this process. If you ever find yourself in this situation, the most practical steps are simple but powerful. Ask for written timelines. Request updates on parts orders. Clarify whether the unit is waiting for approval, labor, or components. Get realistic estimates instead of hopeful promises. And if you're buying, discuss inspection timelines before final paperwork. Make sure you understand when the pre-delivery inspection will happen and what happens if defects are found. In the end, most 6-month delays are not the result of one dramatic decision. They are the result of pressure inside a complex system, a system that expanded rapidly, faced supply chain strain, and still hasn't fully stabilized in every area. From the outside, it looks like your RV is just sitting there. From the inside, it may be stuck in a long queue of approvals, parts, and limited hands to fix it. Understanding that doesn't make the wait enjoyable, but it does explain why sometimes 6 months can pass before your wheels ever touch the road.